Hola. How's it going, family? 140 people. Beautiful. One moment. Gotta make sure all these devices are charged. Gotta jack Steve Jobs back into the Matrix. Just gonna let a couple people join in. Give it a couple more minutes. How's it going, Ian? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're still creating. The most beautiful thing about life, besides love, is music. Hope you're all enjoying the visuals, something a little different. All right, almost got 200 light beings with us. Servando Estrada, appreciate you, brother. Hope you're doing well. You asked, is the sun and the moon closer than they make it seem? Gracias, Jordan. Yes, much closer, much smaller, and they're the same sizes. The sun and the moon are the same size. Everything NASA tells you is a lie. So we'll just kick things off starting with that. Chimera says, yo, can you send me that Discord link in the Patreon, please? I will, but I have to get back on Patreon, direct messages, probably do that later today. I scan through those once daily. So I will get back to you at my earliest convenience. And also I appreciate all your support being a Patreon supporter. That really means the world to me. But I don't have the time to be constantly checking in on it that frequently. And by the way, because there's been an insane amount of scamming lately, and I even had to give a warning in my last video because of newer scams that are coming out, just make sure that if you have anyone that's direct messaging you on a WhatsApp or Telegram or even in Discord, that is not me. If you want to talk with me directly, it is either through Patreon direct messages or people who book client calls through my website, WatersAbove.com. All my official links to anything that I do are in the description box of this live stream or any of the videos I put out on this official YouTube channel. There are a lot of scammers out there, and the most trendy scam that's going around right now is a copy trading program or copy trading service. That's nonsense. You guys are well aware that I teach skills. I do not have anyone copying anything that I do, and I do not recommend you seek to copy anything that anyone is doing, regardless if they're accurate or you resonate with them. Because your purpose in this matrix is to find what you resonate with and to serve your purpose and not just copy somebody else's purpose. It's very important. Too many people are getting scammed in this world because, well, their intuition is shut off. And I know that sounds a little harsh, but I'm just speaking directly, and it needs to be said. When you tap back into your intuition, you'll know that if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And you're well aware that I've been doing this now for a couple of years. Channel's getting bigger, so the scammers feel like it's a bigger opportunity for them. And that's sad. That's very parasitic energy, but I can't do anything about it. I've just been doing my best to make sure to send out these warnings and update people as frequently as possible, but it's out of my control. There's new scammers popping up every day pretending to be me on different websites, different social media platforms. Again, out of my control. So stay safe out there, but my website is WatersAbove.com. My Patreon is patreon.com/WatersAbove. You'll find all the legitimate links and everything inside of those two websites. Everything else is somebody pretending to be me. So I do have an official Instagram and official Twitter. I try my best to not really do any engaging on those platforms, mostly because of how the scamming is going on. And I don't like it. I don't want it happening to anyone. And I just want people to be aware that this is the time out of all times for scams to start proliferating. I mean, it's either in the bull run or it's in the really dramatic sell-off moments like we're getting right now. So just stay safe. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me lately saying, hey, I've been talking to you in direct messages over on, and I'm like, that's not me. You're not talking with me. So just want to get that out early. I think it's really important. I think it's very, very, important for everyone right now to just realize that you need to learn skills. You need to become self-reliant. You need to learn skills. I'll say it a million times. You need to learn skills. You're never going to learn shit in life if you're copying other people. You could be influenced by other people, and this influence should be to develop and progress in your skills. That's it. Anything else, you're not really growing. You're staying stagnant. All right, we got about 200 people with us. Say hi to a couple people and then we'll get into some questions. Also, I appreciate any super chats that have come in since this live stream is kicked off. Appreciate your support. Scatoshi Brakamoto, sending you lots of love, brother. Hope you're doing well. Mad, appreciate you, brother. Gabrielle, Mouse Tech, Maria Di Carlucci, appreciate you. More Hex, appreciate you. The Hex community has been showing up lately. Regardless of what's going on over there in their price action. Been getting a lot of support from the Hex community. It's beautiful to see. I feel like it's been more support and open-mindedness coming my way from the Hex community than it is from the XRP community. I don't know why, but it could just be because there's been a lot more drama going on in Hex lately than there has been in XRP. XRP's drama happened back in 2020, 2021 with the SEC case. So it's been a couple of years now since that moment. It's kind of fizzled out. I think it's been more of like this waiting game for them. Whilst Hex has had some recent updates, new prana coming into that ecosystem. So it's been a little bit different, I guess, in that regard. But really, I'm just seeing that it's beautiful that people are open-minded to this methodology, open-minded, regardless of whatever tribalism or drama or shit that's going on in the ecosystem. It's been beautiful to see people be open to what we're doing over here. Donald Pump, appreciate you. Randy, appreciate you. And love above all. That's right. I love you more than grapes. That's true. Nathaniel, appreciate you. Awakening Chef, how's it going, brother? I hope you're doing well, man. I hope you and your family are doing well. It's great to hear from you. Sending you a lot of love. Awakening Chef is an OG client of mine. OG. Back when I just started the channel, he was supporting my work and trusting in my work really early. So it means the world to me to still have his support. And I hope you are doing amazing. The Bearable Bull. I don't know, is that your real account, brother? I don't know. We got a lot of pretend accounts. Me and Bearable Bull have become friends though. So I appreciate you showing up if that's That's the real you, homie. You know, speaking of people that have been open-minded to my work, and I've said this so many times, I mean, on live streams, I mean, you guys could, there's proof that I've said this so many times. Bearable Bull, man, respect. So grateful for him allowing me onto his platform for multiple podcasts. Share my gnosis with his community. He's really big community. So it's been beautiful to watch the open-mindedness come from, you know, his community over to mine. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. And I believe me and him will be doing collaborations in the future for sure. We must be. These stars don't align for no reason, right? Crypto Jack Black, how's it going, Janet? I hope you're doing amazing. Thank you for showing up. D Vortex in the house. Appreciate you. Hope you're doing amazing too. All right, we got a lot of people showing up for this last minute live stream. Happy Saturn Day for sure. Kim, hope you're doing well. Jalisa, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. It's a beautiful name though. But you asked, why was last week's Hangout video taken down? I didn't get to finish the last hour. So we typically remove these live streams after 24 hours of being public due to what we discuss in the live streams. And to be completely direct with everyone, and something that I know out of experience, is a lot of the banning and a lot of the censoring that goes down in YouTube land and in social media in general has nothing to do with the social media platform, and it has everything to do with the people who report it. So, you know, initially within the first 24, 48 hours, we're getting a lot of people who are in alignment, you know, and then afterwards, the trickle effect, you know, it kind of gets random according to the way the YouTube algorithm works. So what I've decided to do, and this was over 2 years ago that I did this, is after 24 hours, I take the videos down and I save them in a playlist that's available for Patreon supporters and the YouTube members. So anyone that joins those, they have access to all 80 live streams. I think it's about 80 going on 90. So yeah, Jalisa, there's a really important reason why we do this, and it's because of what we speak about. You know, there's a lot of shit going on here. It's a sweaty sauna, and not everyone's ready to sweat it out. So we've been doing our best and keeping things going. You know how it gets sometimes, though. People get triggered. We're not going to let that stop us, though. We're going to continue to do what we do best. Let me get to this question really quickly, and then I'll hit up a couple of these super chats coming in. I feel like it's important to address this question that I'm getting. A1 says, WatersAbove, do you think using a Trezor is safe to create seed recovery phrase on after what happened with Ledger? Asking to see if I need to change different wallet address with new seed. I'll be completely direct with you. There's a reason why they did what they did with Ledger, why they created this news, you know? It's all planned. It's all happening the way that it happens because it was planned in advance to happen that way. There's no mistakes here, okay? And I've been very vocal about this since the beginning. People have this misconception that cryptocurrency is somehow like sovereign money, and that it has to deal with freedom and it has to deal with security and privacy. That's nonsense. It's never been that way. See, people are failing to realize this, and then when they get hit with this news, they get shocked by it, and then they start getting aggressive and emotional, and they start hating on some particular company that's involved in whatever shenanigans at the time. This thing that happened with Ledger is not what everyone thinks it is. And when it happened initially, I came out on Twitter and I shared my thoughts. And really what I thought was that people just sounded like a bunch of crybabies. You know, like there was a service that they were offering to a particular group of peoples. And if you think that Trezor does not have the ability to tap into your information or whatever, Arculus, or you name it. You name a cold wallet, or you name a hardware wallet, and you think for a moment that they can't get into your private information, then you're asleep. Like, it's time to wake up, family. This was all designed to be tracked and traced. This was all designed to be on a public ledger that'll be tied into government. You shouldn't be getting into this game if you want sovereignty. Like, sovereignty happens within you. It's a spiritual thing. Okay? Sovereignty is spiritual. You must have a free mind. That is what sets you free. Everyone got caught up in this idea that things are better in crypto land. And so when things are starting to happen the way that they're happening now, people are getting offended and taking it personally. By the way, I'm not speaking directly at you, A1. You asked a great question. I'm just trying to clear the air here because I've been getting this question a lot, and I feel like through what you asked, I can answer a lot of people's frequently asked questions in this single response that I'm giving now. It's time to wake up. All of this shit is corrupt. All of it is possible to be hacked into. All of it is public. There's no such thing as privacy if it's on the computers. It's called the World Wide Web. Who builds the web? The spider. Why does the spider build the web? To catch its food. It's called the internet. In the net. Who's in the net? You are. You think Ledger is lesser than Trezor, or lesser than Arculus, or lesser than, name a hardware wallet company? You think that one's better than the other because of whatever technology they spew at you? That's just marketing. That's what every company does. Samsung comes up with a advertising, strategy to make you buy their shit so you don't buy an Apple product. Just fucking advertising. And you know who's the best promoter of all things? It's you guys. It's the way you talk about things on the internet. They ritualized Ledger for that phase, for that moment on purpose, so that people started taking their crypto off of their ledgers and started moving it onto exchanges. This is all by design. There's been no official negative anything that's come from Ledger besides leaked news of a service that, as far as I'm aware, they don't even offer. It's just like there's so much drama that happens within moments of any new thing that comes to the crypto market, and it's a sign of how unsophisticated and dramatic and childlike most people are in this sector. Again, I'm not speaking at A1 directly, who asked this question. I'm just speaking in general. So people time and time again, they say, Waters, what's your favorite stablecoin? What's your favorite exchange? What's your favorite hardware wallet? It's all the same. It's all more alike than it is different. You ask anyone that's been following my work for the past couple of years, you'll hear me say the same thing over and over and over again. It is more alike than it is different. Because at the end of the day, it all drains into the same fucking putrid swamp called the elite bloodline control system. Now, I'm not saying this to discourage anyone. I'm just being real with y'all. You're looking for security in a jail cell. You're looking for safety in an endless pit of spikes. We should be seeking our security and our safety and our sovereignty in other places. But if you think that for a moment it's in crypto, then I really don't know what to say, man. This is fairy dust with belief. It's just like fiat. It's the same. This is extremely unpopular for me to say, but I've been saying it forever. This is an opportunity. It has risk. But if you're trying to find one hardware wallet better than the next and this, I guarantee you within probably 24 months from today, there's going to be some shit that happens with Trezor too. And then we're going to be back at the same place of what's better. It's the same answer. It's all more alike than it is different. That is the wisdom here. That's what people really need to hear. It's more alike than it's different. So that's my answer. You're looking for something that doesn't actually exist, and it's a momentary thing at best. Sorry. Sorry to burst people's bubbles, but it's just... I know I attract a lot of spiritual conscious beings that are seeking sovereignty and want to have this like dream scenario come true, but crypto was never about that. It wasn't. It was never about that. It's a game. It's part of the game of finance, of high risk, high reward, like all things. It's like penny stocks. You watch The Wolf of Wall Street. It's the same thing. The same way that Jordan Belfort became rich in Wall Street is the same way people become rich in crypto. And tomorrow, all of it can go to zero, except for a couple of, destined, tied in players. And I think a lot of the people that are attracted to my work already know who those players are. You've done the research, which is beautiful. I honor you for doing that research. But outside of that, 99.9999% of it is horseshit, and it needs to go away, including leverage trading. I think leverage trading is the biggest parasitical thing that this market has, that if it was to go away, it would actually be super beneficial. It's like the gambling casino on steroids. I mean, at least you have to travel to go to an actual casino. You have to get out of your fucking seat and go somewhere. You want to leverage trade, you just open up your laptop. You don't even need to open up your laptop. You open up your fucking phone. And there's a phone app where you could put 100x leverage in. This is ruining this sector. It's not making it better. Sure, it's an opportunity for some, but it's devastating for most. And I don't support any of it. It's all just there. It's an opportunity. I used to like leverage trading. I used to put a lot of my prana into it, but over time, I saw better opportunity and something that ultimately aligns with me more as a being, as a conscious person. Like, if you like to do that, then awesome. I think everyone should do exactly what they like to do and resonate with. I'm not here to tell people how to behave. That'd be silly. If you really like to do that, then that's awesome. If that makes you feel purpose, then beautiful. But it still doesn't erase the truth that leverage trading is fucking up this entire crypto sector. It's a really mostly negative aspect. Same thing with stablecoins, same thing with all these exchanges. I mean, it's really the wild, wild west. And if you don't want to experience the volatility of this wild, wild west, then leave, But it's really funny how I keep getting these questions a lot lately about hardware wallets and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, it's a sign to me that there's a big missing piece of education here. And I'm not even talking about in crypto and blockchain technology. I mean, just in the gnosis of how finances and government and this new world order operates. There's clearly a missing piece of knowledge. And that's okay. Here we are. We're exposing it. I got a super chat from Isaac Glavin that says, "Have you ever decoded IPEC Goat 2?" Yeah, we did, and I was actually gonna decode IPEC Goat 3 today. I pulled it up for everyone. Do you guys want to decode this on today's live stream? We'll do it. I only watched the first 30-40 seconds of it, I guess, and then I stopped it because I thought, shout out to D Vortex who sent it to me, which I think it might have came from Mr. Jansen. So shout out to Mr. Jansen as well. Much love. And I watched like 30-40 seconds of it, and I said, you know what? I'm going to be doing a live stream soon. Let's give it a shot. But I appreciate your super chat. You said, have you ever decoded IPEC Go 2? Yes, I have. I don't remember which live stream I did it in, but I did dedicate a live stream to IPEC Go 2. It took quite a while to do it. Maybe I'll pull it up again, and if later we can get around to it, because we just started. Yeah. I'll pull it up, and then maybe we could find some things that we didn't catch the last time, because it's a lot. It's a lot going on. But I really appreciate your super chat, Isaac. Sending you lots of love. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, let's get back to that. Clementine, sending you love. I hope you're doing well. Wait, I see Mr. Jansen said IPEC Go 3 is coming out. So is this not the official IPEC Go 3? That's right here, this 4-minute one? Let me know. I mean, I don't think anyone could actually confirm it. But it's not from Heliofont. It kind of looks like it is. Poppy Todd said, Jordan, what did you think of the Aware-Anon documentary? Oh, Ewar Anon. I've watched it, like the first hour. It's super long. I haven't watched the whole thing, so I can't comment on it all, but it starts out really solid. Now, the only thing that I'll say, okay, and this is what separates me, I think, from a lot of the so-called truther community, is whenever in that Ewar Anon documentary, and I probably have said this many times, but whenever he would talk about the earth being flat, I was just like, I would cringe every time he would say that. Because it's like, we get what you're trying to do, but he kind of sounds like a new vegan. You know when people just become vegan and they like want everyone to like see as they see? And it's like, it's almost like more annoying than it is helpful. But by the way, I really honor Ewar Anon for making that. If that person made that was doing the narration. I don't know. I have no idea. It was just sent to me. I watched about an hour of it. Super fascinating stuff. Like if you want to know more about our realm, well, you're going to learn a lot in that. But it's like every time we're hearing that word flat, every time we're hearing that term flat earth, for people that have expanded consciously, it's like it does just make you cringe. Because it's like, we don't need to talk about that. We get it. You know, the earth is not a ball spinning 1,000 miles per hour in outer space with curved water. Like, we get it. And even for brand new people, it's just too much. Like, if you watch that Ewar Anon documentary, it's too much for most people. Like, it's beautiful and amazing, but it's a lot. It's a lot to get into. It's not as... how do I say it? If he or whomever was involved in the creation of that would have reached out to maybe a team of people that could have pieced it together in a way that was a little bit more sophisticated, I think it would have more effect. And then also, it didn't need to be so long. So... But I've never made a documentary. I haven't put together something that long, so I can't speak on that. You know, I really do honor it as a piece of work that is mind-blowing and helpful for the most part. But some of these buzzwords are triggering and useless and almost off-putting most of the time. And it's obnoxious when anyone comes to me or talks about me and they're like, he's a vegan or he's a flat earther or he's a this. It's like, I'm a ball of light. I'm infinite consciousness. Like, I'm not here to be put in a box because of your limiting beliefs. And stop doing that to people. Like, we're so much more than the pride of whatever title we wear. You're all more than that. You're not a man or a woman or, you know, an Italian or an adult or we love these titles because of pride, because of our egos, but they're useless in the spirit realm. Like, if you want to expand, you have to break free through a lot of these titles. And we have so much pride connected to this stuff, and not done shit for us, but made us more tribalistic and more at war with anything that is not that. Whatever you subscribe to. So yeah, the whole essence of this documentary is really much like Team Flat Earth, and I don't pick teams. I'm doing my own thing. T244, evening waters above. What are your thoughts on this NBA game going to game 6 or game 7? Well, I assume game 6 as part of my final decode. I shared that over on my Patreon. I did a full-blown decode in that, and I put so much work into that. Seriously, I designed it in a way that even if people do not like sports, that they'll still be able to jive with what's going on there. Let's look at what's going on. I haven't actually... Oh, it's 3-1. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, the game was last night. I mean, I'm pretty certain that what I shared, my theory about the mythology and moving according to the precession of the equinox through each of these stages, and how we're transitioning out of the Piscean age into the Aquarian age, I do think the prana is leaving LeBron James and it's going to go towards this guy. Because I've heard so many people in like little snippets of stuff that's been sent to me talking about how this guy is like the greatest player ever, you know, like, and how it's easy for him and this, that, and the third. Like, I know he's been breaking some records, or at least setting some records in this current playoffs. But he's called the Joker. And I was like, damn, you know, they're bringing the cards into this. And there's so much to go down that rabbit hole if we wanted to break it down further. But we'll let it finish off. We'll see how it goes. So far, we picked the right direction. It wasn't a blowout. And we're on point with the team. I think this guy, as long as he doesn't retire, like, and continues to play like this, and gets the prana that he's been given, he might be the new kind of king of the sport. And it's weird to say that, but just that's how this bread and circus goes. You know, it went from, I talked about it inside of my decode, how I'll show you. I think I only went through Cancer up to Pisces, but it was like pretty much the Boston Celtics, and then moving into the Lakers, and then it goes to the Chicago Bulls with Taurus and Michael Jordan. Then it transitions into Aries with Kobe Bryant, and then it went into Pisces with LeBron James. He's called King James, like how Zeus or Jupiter is called the king of the gods. He is Zeus. And then this energy moves to Aquarius, ruled by Saturn. Arguably. Some people, you know, are really fixed on this Uranus thing, but it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's still a concept, and it plays perfectly into what I speak on about how this world works, how they're just using the zodiacal system tied to everything, whether it be Hollywood, sports, crypto, finances, law. You know, we talked about this a lot, how in the Piscean age ruled by Jupiter, you're going to have to deal with the energy of Jupiter, and the symbols of Jupiter being the oak tree and lightning and the eagle. And this eagle is Mercury. This eagle is his son, Hermes. This symbol that we got of the eagle is tied to fiat money, money that is tied to paper, because his symbol is the oak tree. You know, Elon, the name Elon means oak. Anyways, so Jupiter, god of this age. This is all paperwork. That's what this age is all about. That's why we have the passports, the birth certificates, the paper money, etc. But now we're moving out of that. We're transitioning out of paperwork into the digital certificates. And this is where we're going to have this transhumanism age, and that is Saturnian and Uranian, and that will be Aquarian overall. That is what we're moving into. You notice how he holds, how this statue, you could call it, this statue, his leg is exposed right here, just like in Freemasonry. You see one of their earlier rituals when you're being initiated. You hold one pant leg up. It might be hard for me to find this because I'm on Brave browser, which is like the worst when it comes to finding images. But you guys have probably seen this before. Also, hope you guys are having an amazing Saturn day in the Matrix. Yeah, we are going to be unable to find it because Brave browser is shite with finding pictures. Even though it's on Google, it's sifted differently. It's very strange. Yeah. I don't know. I'm over Brave browser. It's dog shit when it comes to finding images. It's sad. Safari's so much better. Anyways, you guys understand. You guys understand. Lights out 193 said I'm a day one hex again. You got my support. I appreciate you. Just in case, I appreciate you being a YouTube member for 11 months. Poof. That's beautiful, man. You said sending love to everyone. I appreciate that. That's amazing. X said I'm learning a lot in your mastermind class. Thank you. Oh, that means a lot to me. Appreciate all the support, man. Got 400 people with us. Beautiful. Jackie Perez, I appreciate you. Sarah, I appreciate your super chat. Sarah Lynn, she said, hey Jordan, I'm taking a psilocybin mushroom journey soon. Any wisdom you could share on how to prepare or anything else? It's been a while. How would I prepare for it? Well, you know, like, I sort of feel like the mushrooms take you where you need to go, like even if you don't want to go there. So you have to just go with the flow, go towards the path that you're headed. And if you feel any fear, that's actually a good thing. You want to embrace that fear as it arises. So the wisdom I would share in this is there's no preparation needed. You just have to go into it as if you're fluid rather than being structured. And there's going to be this desire as a physical being sometimes to stay structured. And the mushrooms don't want that for you. They want to create this fluidity. They want you to access flow state, and they will bring you there regardless of how, much you want to control it. So once you start to feel this sensation and it starts to transition away from being so physical feeling, away from that physiological, control of your faculties that you usually have, and it becomes more of a etheric, vibrational thing, that's your opportunity to just surrender, really surrender to that. And that's where you're going to start to do some deep work. And a lot of people do not want to face that. A lot of people don't want to embrace the deep work. Well, good luck. Good luck growing. Good luck removing, yourself from being so stubborn with the traumas that you hold on to. I mean, I really think that this is an opportunity for a lot of people, and we squander it because of our safety mechanism of whatever it is that's going on. It's even hard to determine why we do it. But I see that sometimes, depending on the dose that you take, we just get pushed and pushed and pushed to the point where it doesn't even matter how much we want to control it. We just get shoved over the edge, you know? That's the beautiful thing about psychedelics, is it, yeah, I mean, it's kind of like this, what would I compare it to? For the analogy, it's like skydiving or something. Like you just get pushed out of a plane, and now you have to land. You have to pull the chute at some point, and you have to get locked into your landing. But if you don't pull that parachute, good luck. You know, so even after you take the dive, you still have to be on alert. I think all of that stuff, it's naturally coded too. Like I do feel like there's this sense that all of what's happening with you and how you resonate with those experiences when you're in that psychedelic transition. I don't even know what to call it, because it's like an alien experience. It's so alien to this so-called sober state. Anyone who's taken them before knows what I mean. And everyone has had different experiences with different psychedelics. Some people have done, you know, DMT, ayahuasca, mushrooms, different types of mushrooms, iboga, the toad. So yeah. But yeah, I would just say that the basic thing to consider is that there's no preparation needed. Just go with the flow. And when you feel that transition from structure into fluidity, go with that. Like, embrace that. Surrender to that. That's something that we all need to be humbled by. You might go timeless during this. And when you feel time start to slip through your fingers, it's gonna get different. And that's an amazing opportunity for you. You just have to embrace it. You can't be scared of it. It's very easy to shift into fear in those moments. I've talked about this in prior live streams, how like grown men have been so like tough, you know, in life, and then they have a psychedelic experience, and then they get so softened by accessing maybe a more feminine energy, which is what they needed. You know, as a man, you're so conditioned into this like masculine programming. And I call it programming for a reason, because a lot of it is always opposite. You know, it's the same thing as feminism. You think that it's promoting positivity, but if anything, it's just creating more and more issues, and you're bypassing the deep work. And you're creating an enemy for no reason. And that's very egoic and very weird, but it works so well because it's an unconscious behavior. It's a very low level material behavior. It's almost childish in a way. It lacks feeling, and it's more of an emotional response. But anyways, the point here is that we rarely get to feel fluid, so embrace it when it arises. And also enjoy the trip. Rose said, "Good morning, Waters. Did my first 24-hour dry fast this week. Beautiful. You said taking your advice and plan to do it every 2 weeks. To start, not drinking anything was mentally difficult, but in the end, it wasn't that bad." Well, yeah, you don't need to consume waters because your body produces its own waters. I know, right? Shocker. Our body is perfect. It does everything perfectly. It's always seeking balance, and the way we think, the way we talk, the way we consume, the way we treat each other determines the health state that we operate at, the state of health that we are. But the body is made perfectly. It provides for itself. And of course you need to consume here and there, but ultimately what's creating all the dis-ease and all of the inflammation and all the issues in the human body is through the way we consume, through the way we think, through the way we treat each other and treat ourselves, etc. And if there's one way that we could alter that almost instantly, expedite the process, it would be through changing the way you consume. Because you literally are what you eat. Jai Chef, appreciate you. Clementine says, if I'm going to do a 24-hour fast, does the time of day I start and stop matter or help optimize? So Clementine, what I would actually recommend is just start earlier. So have like your last meal at like 12 p.m. right into the afternoon. And then that just makes it easier because then you are taking care of whatever you need to take care of until you go to sleep. And then 8 to 9 hours or however many hours you sleep, you're fasting in that time. And then by the time you wake up, it's whatever, 8, 9 a.m. And then by 12 p.m., just a couple hours after you wake up, well, there you go. You're at 24 hours, right? So you could kind of cheat the system in that way, but it's not cheating because actually when you're sleeping is when your body is healing the most. So it's always recommended to consider that. Now, there's going to be so much science coming out about the timing and this, that, and the third, especially from the alternative fasting or time-restricted eating scientists, etc. But just remember that this has to deal with you and what you resonate with in your schedule and what you have going on in your life and your state of health. When they're doing these random control studies, double-blind placebo or whatever, 90% of the time they're doing it on rats. They're not even doing it on a human being. So I try to stay very far away from the science, and there's some pretty good people to reference here when it comes to intermittent fasting, time-restricted feeding, whatever you want to call it. But man, it's experiential. Like, you have to do it for yourself. And it also determines on the type of fast you're doing. Like, I would rather somebody do 24-hour dry fast. I don't like doing 24-hour or 48-hour water fasts. Most of the time, it's just really tough on the kidneys. Some people might hear that and say, I disagree with him. And that's fine. Again, that came from my experience. And when I work with people and I give this advice of considering the dry fast over these extended water fasts, and then they try it for the first time, they could see why I prefer it. It's much more deep healing. It's quicker, less caffeine headaches or less issues with adrenal fatigue. I mean, I could go forever on the reasons why. I talk about it in almost every single live stream. So yeah, if you're going to start doing these 48-hour 72, like longer term 2-day, 3-day fasts, I would totally consider the same, words of wisdom. Start earlier. It just makes it so much easier to pack in the food when you wake up and then kick off the fasting period earlier in the day. A1, I appreciate you. You said, thanks for your insight. I agree with your point. No privacy in the web. My bubble not bursted. Thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you. Yeah, that's all love. Orfeo Treshula, appreciate you being here. Got 400 people with us. Appreciate y'all. Just D said, thank you, Jason. My name is Jordan, by the way, but I appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat. You said, I stopped eating dairy and meat a couple weeks ago, and I already see improvement in my acne. Of course you do. Yeah. Beautiful that you've considered giving this a shot. I mean, when you reduce acid foods, you reduce excess lymph that has to go somewhere. So this inflammation, like, it's going to show up in the largest organ of your body, which is your skin, epidermis. So it makes total sense, especially depending, I don't know what age you are, but really it doesn't matter. I mean, eating acid foods is going to show up in the body some way, shape, or form, whether that be in lethargy or that be in, maybe some issues with, if you're a woman, with your period cycle, or perhaps hair loss, receding hairline, brittle nails, bloodshot eyes, rings around the eyes, acne, psoriasis, eczema, joint aches, you name it. I mean, it's all acid needs to get out of the body. And if your kidneys are not filtering lymph effectively, well, then where is it going to go? The garbage disposal has to drain out. It must. And it's always going to choose the skin if it can't come out in through the kidneys. So when you reduce consuming these things, that's naturally one of the first things you see happen is the skin starts to clear up. Appreciate the super chat, by the way. I hope you continue to adjust as you go and consider maybe more fruit. Because when you start eating more fresh, raw fruit, you're going to see a big change in your skin. Because you're going to be consuming more hydrating foods. And most of your body, most of the human organism is water. And not pure water. It is water of organic minerals, excuse me. I'm just looking at some questions. XXManX says, Ewar kinda went the other way with his theory now. He's not the same guy he was when he made that. Yeah, I've heard of that too. So dope. That's great that he changed his position, I guess, on some things. But if you're trying to tell me that he went from being on Team Flat Earth back to Team Ball Earth, then poof. Talk about taking an L, as we like to say in New York. I mean, what it is what it is. People are always looking for truth, but they're never trying to embody truth. There's a big difference, bro. So there's this matter-of-factly talk when it comes to a lot of this stuff going on with the celestials and with the realm. And none of anyone has ever seen anything besides what's going on locally in their reality. So, until you get to have a sit down with somebody like an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos or whomever, like, you're never going to, and they're not going to be sincere with you unless you were of their bloodline. Like, you're not ready for the truth. What's that? This shit, you can't handle the truth, bro. None of y'all can handle the truth. This is it right here. You can't handle the truth. So if you got to sit down with Bill Gates or whatever, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, the earth is shaped like a water bottle that's upside down and it has dreadlocks, you would go, and your head would fucking explode, because it's not any of the things that you tried picking the team of, And it's like, why do we want to know so badly what the shape of the earth is? For real? Like, does that change your life at all? I think it's just kind of fun to not commit. It's so much more fun. to just be open to whatever endless possibilities and theories there are. It's just fun. It's like being a child. It's fun. Kane said, Jordan, I was in an intense breakdown of the Trinity yesterday, and they concluded the Holy Spirit equals woman or mother. So it kind of lines up with your explanation of the Father, the Mother, and the child. I mean, we don't really need to think too hard about this. This is the issue with religion, is they try to like complicate it almost by making it so weirdly corrupt and so externalized that it takes you away from the obvious. It almost like has done the best job at removing the concept we call common sense. It's really all very simple, you know? And it's like people that have been indoctrinated just struggle with seeing it for its basic, you know, fundamental. Kane, it's that. It's just father, mother, child. That's all. The beings that wrote this so-called Bible and all the other books are just people. Two people fucked, and then 9-10 months later, you popped out. That's all. It's they want to make it as if it's these angels and demons, and it's I know. We want it to be more because we struggle with the fact that we are gods. Even in the Bible, it says, ye are gods. Nobody wants to accept that. Because they have to take personal responsibility now. You can no longer be the victim, and you can't point fingers, and you can't play the waiting game for the day that never comes, as me and Logan call it. Shout out to Logan, by the way. Decode Your Reality. Go check out his channel. Hello from Malta. Beautiful. Rambo said, why is your pineal gland bigger than mine, and how can I grow it? All right, Rambo, this is what you got to do. I'll tell you what you got to do to grow your pineal gland. You have to take your pineal gland to the pineal gland gym. You're going to take your pineal gland to the pineal gland gym. And then you're going to meet up with this lady. And she's going to teach you everything you need to know about how to deadlift 400 grams with your pineal gland. And you'll get a comprehensive strategy approach of how to, 3 sets of 10. Keep it simple at first. Then you're going to do some pineal gland protein shakes. Just a little bit of couple grams of protein. Yeah, right here. You're going to be doing some pineal deadlifts. And that's it. No, this is what you're going to be doing. You're going to be this guy. You have to put a mask on your pineal gland while you're doing bicep curls on the bench. You got to stay safe, man. Like, you know, we got to stay 6 feet away. We got to stay safe. Got to keep Anthony Fauci happy. So you're going to take your pineal gland to the pineal gland gym. You're going to put a face diaper on. And then you're going to do 3 sets of 10 deadlifts with your pineal gland. And then it'll, you know, in a couple of years, it'll be bigger than mine. So it's pretty much all you got to do. Like, for real. It's the technique. But don't forget the mask, you know, because you got to respect. You got to keep everyone safe. Stay safe out there, wolves. It's a tough world. It's a tough. Crypto Frontier said, hello, thank you for your hex breakdown yesterday. You're great. I appreciate you. That means a lot. Appreciate you, brother. Orfeo says, heaven is feminine, right? See, this is like where it starts to become, you know, really, really, really difficult, because our ego wants so badly to give descriptors to these things in gender. I get it. Like, I totally understand why it's being done this way. I'm glad you asked the question. I know you mean well. These concepts were never given gender until much, much later. And I'll tell you exactly when they were given these concepts called gender. It was because of the Holy Roman Empire, this Greco-Roman parasite that has completely distorted all things and demoralized the peoples to a place where these concepts are easily, you know, embedded into culture and society as we know it. And that's why they've been perpetually fucking around with everyone with gender. It's their tactic. So when we're talking spiritual, I hope that you guys can abstain from this desire to call one thing masculine, one thing feminine, because that's not how it works. That's not how it works. There's a funny joke that I heard where it's, you're angels with genitalia. It was I thought it was pretty hilarious, but it's true. That's when we start having the gender talk. But we're talking spiritual. It's all hermaphroditic. It is all both. Now, I'm not saying trans or any of that. I'm talking, Mother Nature is not just feminine. The tree is phallic. The tree is the phallus. The fruits that fall from the tree are seed. The seed falls and it goes back into earth, the receiver, and this process and cycle continues, but it is all merged as one. We must remind ourselves this quite often, because as we expand consciously, we love to like give title and gender to stuff. But you see what you're doing? You're falling into the same fucking trap that this whole trans, you know, nonsense agenda has been trying to do. They got you. It's like when a zombie bites you, like you've been bit by the zombie. It's time to come back to life. It's union, unity, unison, unity consciousness. It is all. It is not duality consciousness. It's not masculine, feminine. Okay? This is why at the higher levels it moves into Trinity. You need a translator between the 1 and 2. You need something to make sense of 1 and 2. This is the creation. All creation requires the 1 and 2, and then its byproduct. And although those polarities are important, they are, I'm not disregarding the polarities. Anyone who's followed my work is well aware. I'm not disregarding. But they're here for the physical realm. End of story. That's all. And now we interact with electromagnetic, the electromagnetic field. But this is ether. And I see quite often, I don't know whose work has perpetuated this, but the need to create, to input what gender something is, I think is it's harmful when we're talking consciously. If we want to talk low level, if we want to talk about the matrix, we want to talk about the simulacrum, then sure, go ahead. Have fun calling things masculine and feminine. Have fun. But we're more than that. We're bigger than that. Infinite Loop says, Waters, give us some matrix cheat codes. All right. I'll give you one cheat code. You guys ready? We're going to have a fun little exercise right now. Fun little cheat code. This is the cheat code of all cheat codes here in the physical realm. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to think about the first person that comes to mind that you despise the most, the person you dislike the most, the person that if you had the chance to even physically harm them, you would. Now, if you're somebody who doesn't have a person like this, and maybe it's directed towards a group of people or something, whatever it is, just think of something that bothers you, something that when you think of it or when you interact with it, it controls your emotions. It makes you feel something that lowers your vibrational frequency. You don't even need to type it in the comments. I don't need to know. Keep it to yourself. This is the cheat code of all cheat codes. Okay? We're going to give you guys 5 more seconds. You all need to pick one. There's 400 people here right now. I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. All right. Okay, you guys ready? This is the cheat code. Now I want you to forgive that thing. That's the cheat code. I'm just looking at some questions right now. Just in case, I appreciate your super chat, sending you lots of love. You said, oh, by the way, Sunny Unplugged, I just saw your response to what I said about, well, not what I said, but a question I asked. You said Ewar didn't swing to Globe Earth. Great. Doesn't really matter. You know, it would be awesome if I could actually do a podcast with him. I would love to connect with that Ewar Anand guy. I tried to connect with God Gave Lamps. Me and him went back and forth a couple times on email, but he said that he doesn't podcast. Like, he doesn't want to have a conversation on a podcast, which I thought was interesting, because it makes me think, like, how on the cuff is that? Like, is it all very scripted and methodical, and does it require a lot of time, or is he fluent and like fluid? Is he able to go, you know, without the preparation? I don't know. You guys know me. I could connect with anyone within seconds, just have the conversation. It is what it is. I could talk for 3 hours straight. No need for preparation whatsoever. So I know not everyone's like that, and I respect if he's not, but just weird someone at his level to not want to communicate with me because I honor his work so much. Like, it's not like I'm communicating with him to have a debate or to question his work. Like, I really do admire what he does. So yeah, it's just weird. I wish that would have went through, but it didn't. And I rarely reach out to people to connect. But anyways, let's get to this super chat from Just In Case. I appreciate you, brother. You said, curious to hear your thoughts on essential oils. Thanks. That's a very vast topic. I think there's a place for them. I think there's a purpose for them. The only warning I would give is don't become reliant on them, and try to stay away from this idea that it's one thing does the other thing. Like, I hear it all the time where somebody's like, this one essential oil will cure a stomach ache, or this one thing. And it's like, it gets very hokey, like kind of like witchcrafty. And I'm like, okay, that's called placebo effect, by the way. So I do think there's a time and place for them. I do think that oil should be used topically. On the skin is great. There's a lot of reason for such. Even in Ayurveda, they do a lot of like oil massages, and that stuff is very, very helpful. But I would also caution against continuous use of an oil diffuser, because you're going to desensitize your olfactory rhoforum, and that's going to create issues for you enjoying food and enjoying just smelling nature. These essential oils and incenses and stuff that people are always keeping around them, like, that's not actually good for you all the time. That's going to start to affect your sensory, and it's going to desensitize you to being able to have just the natural swing of stimuli that you receive through your smell senses. So words of wisdom on that is, it's fine topically. I've used essential oils like rubbing on my temples, rubbing on around my belly button, and there's a reason for them. When you start getting into stuff like that, it's fine. Not gonna harm you. I just wouldn't become reliant on it. That's really the thing I keep reminding people of, is just don't create a crutch. Because then when you don't have the essential oil, you're going to be like, a puppy that's lost looking around for its owner. And I don't want that. I want whomever that resonates with my work to become truly free. And you are spirit. And there is no physical thing in this earth that you absolutely need. When you start creating these connections with physical stuff, like a bottle of oil or a watch you like, or a water, or you become reliant on it. And this, again, it becomes part of like the slave conditioning, believe it or not. So use it, don't abuse it. Use it, don't let it use you. And then you're all good. But nothing outwardly negative I have to say about them. Besides, just don't keep running these oil diffusers all day for hours and hours and hours. Sitting next to them, they could be affecting your olfactory rhoforum quite a bit, and it will desensitize your natural ability to enjoy smells. That's all. Manil Sitai Amir. I don't know if I said your name right, but I appreciate you. The ADW show said, you're in New York. Can you tell us what's really going on over there? I'm not in New York right now. One with Nature said, my favorite live stream to catch. I appreciate you. Infinite Loop said, yeah, brother, give us some juicy Waters cheat codes. What is this currency? What is ZAR? What is ZAR? Let me look that up. Where are you from? South African Rand. Shit, bro. Shout out to South Africa. Let's go. How many South African wolves? Whoa, dude. Look at this fucking coat of arms. Oh my goodness. Look at the posture on these guys. No joke. Look at the posture on these dudes. They have like llama bodies. But all jokes aside, man. Is this some sort of language code we got down here? It's like an exclamation point, key, E, slash. The fuck? Wow. Okay. This is a pretty interesting coat of arms. So we have the, where do I even start? So we have the triangle into this body layer of this phoenix. Phoenix is wearing the crown of sun rays. This is coming back to that alchemical process that happens in our bodies of the claustrum releasing cerebral spinal fluid down the spinal column into your sacrum. And this X right here, whenever you're seeing this X, this is usually corrupted symbolism. It's crossed out. It is double crossed. This shows me a negative aspect every time I see it. Some people, you know, they refer to the Skull and Bones logo. I think the Denver Nuggets, we were just decoding them recently. They have this logo, X symbolism with the pickaxes. Let me get back to that coat of arms. Here we have, I know it might not be noticeable for you guys, but this is the crescent moon below. Then we have the wheat shield. And I always break this down by chakra. So really what you're looking at right now, crown position, third eye, the thalamus, that's obvious that this is the eye of Ra. Okay? No doubt about it. And then you have what sprouts from this being the wings. This is your Geminis, your Geminisis, your twins. Everything is twins. You have 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, 2 testicles, 2 ovaries, 2 legs, 2 arms, 2 eyes, 2 lips, 2 nostrils, etc. Those are all Gemini. I don't care what any astrologer tries telling you about how the Gemini is one part. It's not how it works. It's within all things. This is the Eye of Ra symbolism. How did we start decoding this? How did this happen? Also, everything is mirrored. So everything is the mirror image of what you look at. It is a mirror reflection of you. Everything is mirrored. Nothing is mimicked. Everything is mirrored in alchemy. This is a crescent moon. Moons. And this green at the bottom is especially interesting. But yeah, gold shield. I think we saw in the city of Denver their logo. Where was it? Where did I find this? I don't remember right now. Too many things to consider. Oh my god, yeah, all of this shit is so crazy to decode. The eagle, Mercury, Temple Mount, shield with red, Mars energy, surrounded by gold, sun, Leo, sun circle, that's an eclipse. Wild. Front Amara Peng at the cradle of humankind. Mamma mia. Holy shit, 60 million people. Fuck. That's a lot. I haven't really looked into South Africa too much. Look at that fraudulent quote. Unity and diversity. Oh, God, you gotta love it. You gotta love that shit. It's like quadruple speak. Eric Jorgensen says, we are the judges. Yeah, that comes back to Jesus. That's justice, and that is Jupiter. Jupiter is the masculine of Libra. Order. Nova Star said, what do you think of magnetic bracelets? I'm personally not a big fan of wearing anything around my wrist because the wrist is a lymphatic drainage point, and I think you should just let it be. The same thing with your neck. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of jewelry. I think that you need to be very conscious if you're going to wear jewelry. You need to be very aware. And you know, there's a reason why all these big celebrities and famous people and all these material-based people walk around flashing this jewelry. You know, they know how to use it. They know how to wear it. They know what it's all about, but it influences unconscious people to copy them so they can feel better about themselves. And they really don't know what they're working with. Like, they don't know how it's affecting their energy. So in my opinion, I rather, it almost comes back to what I said in response to the essential oils thing, is like, I was gifted an Akik ring from somebody that was very important to me, the son of a man that I used to work very close with who passed away. And I don't wear it as much as I would like to. It's a little bit big on me. I need to get it resized. And sometimes I wear a gold ring when I go out. But I know what I'm doing. Like, I get what I'm working with here. And we're like magicians, alchemists. Like, we know how to do this. Most people don't. So yeah, I would say for most people, stay away from the jewelry. It's unnecessary. Keep yourself pure. Marita Hartman, I appreciate you. Sending you lots of love. Constantine, numbers decoded. Appreciate you. All right, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this IPEC Go 3 really quickly. It's about 5 minutes long. We're gonna try our best to decode it. Martin, much love over to you in Holland. LV, I appreciate your super chat, sending you love. Daily Candle Close News, I appreciate you. Hope you're doing amazing. You said, Waters, much love. Chief Wolf, sending you and all the werewolves abundance. Need your motivation right now. My daughter's mom taking a turn for the worst. As some know, we just lost my son's mom. Hey, brother. I'm not really sure what... Okay, let me reread this again. Need your motivation right now. My daughter's mom taking a turn for the worst. As some know, we just lost my son's mom. Hey, brother, can you maybe just rewrite that? I'm a little confused. I wasn't aware of what's going on in your life, so maybe you could just be a little bit more specific, more description, and then I'll respond for sure. Jam Junction said, I bought your expansion mastermind this morning, saved some money up, already enjoying it. That really means a lot to me. I'm glad. And that's going to teach you how to really be, on point with your attention and how you invest your time and where your focus is at, and health, wellness, well-being, mindset. It's going to dial you in. And I designed it in a way where it's not like telling you to copy what I do. It's more a coaching course where I'm working with you through each module. It almost feels as if I'm working directly with you, coaching you through this process so that you can take what you're already passionate about, what you already are gravitating towards, what you already resonate with, and you tap into it in a way that's focused and where you take action, where you could actually utilize the knowledge and the wisdom that you have instead of it just being, this distraction overload of consumption of content that we deal with today, where there's cheap dopamine flying at you from every angle. I really designed that course to get people back on track without having it be the my way is the only way thing. Because I feel like that's what happens a lot with these courses that get into the spiritual side of things and more conscious side of things, is it's created with this approach of it worked for me, so it must work for everyone else. And that is not how I roll at all. It's not how I design anything that I do. Very methodical and strategic as a teacher, that I see the person has a desire and they just lack the clarity, or they're confused, or they're distracted, and their heart is already tied to something. They're already on the path. There's just these obstacles in the way. So that's what that course was designed for, and I really appreciate you investing in that. Kyle Hansen said, I recently became a Patreon contributor, and just as Jordan always says, he sends a personal message and loves and I shouldn't even be reading this out loud. Thank you, Kyle. That really means a lot. Appreciate you, brother. You're the man, Kyle. I appreciate that. Oh, Daily Candle Close News said breast cancer has spread to the liver. My son's mom passed a few months ago. They've told her to spend as much time with her family as possible. I tried to teach her fasting and the proper urine therapy, etc., but she chose chemo. Yeah. That's rough. Yeah, John, I mean, man, like it's hard when you're collaborating with people who are deciding to take the path of the so-called specialists' advice or the so-called experts' advice, and they disregard your wisdom. And I think all of us have been through this in some capacity. I know that you're going through it in a very personal and, very hard to even talk about way, especially for me, as somebody who has no idea of what you're feeling right now, what you're going through. But I can say that I've been there many times where I've wanted to tell people that are close to me, people that I love, like, hey, I see that you're going through something. I see that you're experiencing sickness and dis-ease, and I would love for you to consider this way towards healing. And I know it is contrary to what you've been told by the doctors and the establishment and the medical facility, but I'm not here, to give you prescription medications and have you keep returning. I'm here to see you become healthy and hopefully cured and back on the right track. And it's hard. It's really, really difficult to convince people that there's an alternative way to healing. And this is why it's important I use the word convince, because it happens all the time where we feel as conscious beings that we have to wake people up. And now I'm not talking about Daily Candle Close News's personal experience. I just mean in general. And I always try to answer or respond in a way that's holistic and touches everyone. And it's not just direct at anyone, to help the most people see where I stand on this stuff. So, like this waking up process, it's so individual, and the health issues that we go through, it's so individual. It's almost like I've fully come to a position now, and without using the word belief, but I'm close to this acceptance that we all have a code, and we all have the opportunity to, go with the flow and focus on our higher self being the one who guides us towards that path. But we disregard that voice a lot. We really do. It's like telling God to shut up. We do it all the time. We do it because of what our government says, what our doctors say, what our, whatever institutions. We disregard our intuition so often for the opinion of a so-called expert. And we fail to realize that it's just one big grandiose business that's all tied together, whether that be from the lobbyists, Monsanto, the pharmaceutical industry, all the way up to your personal trainers, and in some cases, naturopaths, people that seemingly are, doing something in a holistic fashion, but they have these limiting beliefs and they have these very acidic ways of going about their modalities of healing. But because it fits into the box of what's acceptable to be given the certification or the title of whatever it is that allows you to legally practice what you do, again, it's a compromise. And then it's just more alike than it is different, as I said earlier. It's really, really difficult to convince a human being that you heal from within you, that you are your own doctor, that this healing process is really just a heal thyself moment where you surrender to the fact that your body is perfect and it could do anything to get you back to equilibrium. Now, once we start making choices to go along with these, especially chemo, I get it. It's rough. I've watched family members do this as well and perish. So it's really heartbreaking and it's sad. But, Daily Candle Close News, something that I think is really beautiful is that you have a family here. You have a community here. I support what you're doing. I really mean that. And it's not just about the 50 or 60,000 people that are tuning into my work. It's 50 or 60,000 people that are all here working together to support each other. So you're here with us. If you ever need anything to share, anything to feel it, and this is the most beautiful group of people to explore those feelings with. There's no numbing here. There's no, shutting off. This is a place to express. We got about 400 people with us. I'm going to go into this IPEC GOAT stream. I'm not sure if this is the confirmed one, but we're going to play around with it. We're going to see what happens. There's some juice in it for sure. So we're just going to freestyle this. Like I said to everyone before, I only watched about 30 seconds, and it's like a 4.5 minute long video. I think it was Mr. Jansen sent it to D-Vortex. D-Vortex sent it to me. So in the first frame, we have good old Trumpster. And we have Vladimir Putin. With some... I'm going to turn the sound off. I can't have the sound going. Okay. Vladimir Putin is boxing whilst Trump is more kung fu vibes, so that's intentional. Everything in this is intentional, by the way. All these little details, the devil's in the details, right? All these little details are intentional. So Putin boxing, which is more of a Western, combat style, whilst Trump more Eastern combat style. And by the way, don't even comment right now. Like whatever you want to comment about, just focus on the decode. You're going to get a lot out of just paying attention, listening. Trust me. Because there might be some shit I miss. It's because I have a lot going on in my head. I'm looking at a lot of things at once, and there's a lot of stuff flashing by very quickly. Okay, so they're in some sort of pagoda. Clearly Asia influence. Got a silver, like tungsten pyramid over here. All-seeing eye, or the capstone of the pyramid, all-seeing eye. The eye is bouncing around from one side to the next. What this to me symbolizes is a changing of sides. We have the United States president with the more Asian combat. It's stupid to even call it Asian, but you know what I mean. With the like kung fu combat style. Putin, of course, Russia is in Asia technically. On top of this pagoda, Asia. The pyramid that we're seeing right here is more alike the pyramids that we see in the Giza Plateau, so it's very African, but I think with this eye bouncing left to right, it's showing me a change of sides. So perhaps that's telling you that the United States is losing its power. Okay, so we have this virus deal. We know what that was all about, C19. Crown. All-seeing. I have Ra. I have Horus. Doesn't really matter. It's all the same. It's all the same when it's in that position, by the way. Okay, so we have triangle, Trinity symbolism, crown, which is for the king. Okay. Wearing the pyramid with the eye in it as a chain, like kind of like that Yu-Gi-Oh. Funny. Okay. He wore this, right? But it was like an upside down one. So you guys see this? He wore the chain, upside down pyramid with the eye. Ra, Eye of Horus. Sorry, let me get back to that. Okay, it's wearing the chain. Okay, this is a really important nuance, and it came from iPet Go 2. We have the heart in the solar plexus position. Kind of interesting. Pleated skirt, very feminine vibes, but also Roman Empire vibes. The Roman warriors wore these pleated skirts. So again, Jesus, Yeshua, whatever you want to call it, this is a Roman Empire symbol, icon. More. Okay, so now you have noticeable Eye of Ra, Eye of Horus on the left, Eye of Ra on the right, right eye, Ra eye, left eye, Luna eye, Moon eye, and then in the middle, the third eye being the sun, which is the king, Leo, Lion of Judah, Judea, Jewish, serpent around the throne, obvious symbolism there. And again, Asia military looking vibes here, like Korea soldiers or something of that nature. Okay, we got people falling over. This, I'm assuming, is the Eiffel Tower, so that's France. Dancing baby child skeleton, but it's like adamantium, like a kind of like a this looks like a robot. Eiffel Tower, frozen. Are they telling us that Europe is about to be sacrificed? Got missiles flying through the sky. What the fuck is going on here? This guy's doing the moonwalk and robot. Okay, so vaccine into the body, dead body already though, so I don't get what that's. Phoenix delivering, kind of like a stork delivering a baby deal. Yep, that's going to be the Christ child, which will be AI technology. That'll be when that's transhumanism. Into the right eye, Ra eye, sun eye. What's going on here? Why did that cut off? Oh man, they're worshiping. They're doing some Muslim. Bruh. Yo, they're showing you what this is all about. White people. Like, just notice what they're showing you right here. They're showing you just Caucasian, white people, Europeans. The removal of Christianity replaced by Muslim. Which, by the way, I don't pick sides. I don't choose a religion. I'm not playing that game. Just conscious. We're conscious, all right? So any statements being made right here, if you subscribe to a religion, whatever, don't take it personally. It's a decode. It's clearly Europeans bowing down. UFO on the top of the pyramid. Of course, we're aware that there's going to be some sort of alien invasion type psyop. Okay, checkerboard floor. We know where we've seen that before. Serpent around the throne. The savior levitating. Some technology. Ark of the Covenant. Like, dude, they're showing you the Ark of the Covenant in like a mosque. You see what's going on here? Yo, this is funny. The original Torah. Yo, I could see this happening. Muhammad. Moo. Who goes moo? Cow. Age of Taurus. The bull. Taurus fields. Moo. Think about it. This is hilarious. True Gospel, angel, written. Muhammad is the messenger of God. Ahmed is Amen Ra. It's Jupiter. Gospel of Barnabas contains the same verse as the Quran. Eagle, bald eagle. That's Mercury. Ooh. What's this guy's symbol we got here? Neptunian. It's like a trident. But he's holding the arrow, the archer. Okay. Corruption, demoralization, nightclub. They have democracy pointing towards it, which is funny. They're trolling. They're trying to say that the opposite of that would be... Yeah, okay. That's funny. So we got 1 moon, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's 12 disciples plus the hero, the Heru, the Horus. Hours, auras. You saw these things are coming out of the moon, dude. It's funny how they show the moon is spinning. Oh, I gotta love it. Some super... Okay, remember what I was saying before? Muhammad. Moo. Cow goes moo. Golden bull calf. That's Taurus. Moses said if you worship this calf, you'll be executed, because they were moving into a new age, the age of Aries, the ram, and you must get rid of your old symbolism. This is why in Judaism, they have the ram symbolism quite often. The rabbi blows the ram's horn, the shofar. But this is age of Taurus. So that's really interesting. But of course, they're just, right now, what you're seeing is all about finances. Taurus ruling finance house, and then tied to World Bank. Yeah, I'm really trying to figure out what this homie is. Is this the Aquarian age moving in? Like this ultra technological looking dude? To me, yeah, that's going cashless. Like, because it's gold, currency, physical money, right? Cut the head off the bull. The fuck? Got the kid. What does that say in the background? Trillionaire families. Vastati sumus. What language is that? Okay, so they went into the dollar bill, the all-seeing eye part of the dollar bill, flag of Israel. Triangle above a triangle, as above, so below. Oh, okay. The merger, which we knew. That's the purpose of World War II. It was to lead us to this moment. Temple Mount. Ruled by Islam instead of the Jews. Yeah, this guy just symbolizes to me Aquarius. Like super technological, advanced being. Oh, okay. This is obvious too. Air symbolism, right? The water bearer, Aquarius, Aquarian, is the air symbol. This is why the big psyops that have happened on the world stage have been 9/11, which was planes flying through the air. Of course, whether it's a hologram or it doesn't matter. It's just the air symbol, the bird, the plane. And then you have C-19, which is the virus. The virus spreads through air, right? We have air symbolism events. And the next one we will have is most likely something that deals with the sun or something that deals with UFOs. Whether they're real, hologram, fucking just news, it doesn't matter. It will be what people react to. It will get a lot of prana, and that's how it'll go down. It's the flag of Turkey. Okay. Dominating the world, pretty much, showing you. I hope I'm right by that. I rarely make those mistakes. I believe that's... Okay, good. So many things for me to remember when it comes to this shit. So, flag of Turkey. Oh, yeah. Blinding the eye. That right there. Aquarian age. Transhumanism. This is what Apple's new. What that right there is, that guy putting the sword through the eye, that's this. Best believe that is this. Right there. That's putting the sword through the eye. That's what this symbolism is. The doves. Dove always was a symbol of spirit. White and black, by the way, you have your conscious and subconscious mind. Obviously, showing you this ring around Mecca, the black cube. Peace. And then the world explodes. Yo, that's funny. I don't know if that was made by the same people. Before this, we wrote in the Psalms after the message, my servants, the righteous, shall inherit the earth. Inherit it. Okay. Very, very, very interesting. Somebody said Ham is pig. Ham is one of the sons of Noah, I believe. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but Think S says Ahmed. Ahmed is just an Arabic name, has nothing to do with a Ra. You're sadly mistaken. Everything that comes back to the names have an origin point, and that is all based in Egyptian. PopTech says it can't be iPic Goat 3. Quality is way off in different flow. Yeah, I agree. It does feel kind of off. Bridget said, are you and Logan planning to do another live stream soon? I would love to. I really would. I am not entirely sure how we'll coordinate that, but I would love to. Oh man, Blue Dude, you need a kiss, bro. Yo, I'm getting some fine wine tonight from Blue Dude. You're like a glass of aged wine. I'm enjoying you. Your prana's been aging inside of you. Softly. Now it's coming out today. It's like fire from a volcano. All right, family. Going to be wrapping this up very soon. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, has anyone confirmed what the official iPet Go 3 video is? Maybe somebody could send it my way. Oh man, I don't know what's going on with my audio. Let me know if you guys are hearing me. I just got a super chat from NPNG Creative Media. Appreciate you. You said Je suis Jesus. Yep. God bless me because I'm you, God, and you, Jordan. Yep. It's all word spells. It's very important that people see that. When you say bless, you're saying be less. To be less. You don't want to be less. You want to be more. It's always inverted. But it's just Jesus. G, Zeus. Zeus, Jupiter. Jupiter. It is the judge. It is justice. It is the lawmaker, the lawgiver. I appreciate your support. All right, my family, I think we're going to wrap this one up. As I mentioned, I will have the new Red Pill podcast coming out tomorrow, covering the markets. I'm actually going to be diving in a little bit more to Hex, following up with a little bit of TA on Pulse X. I'm not sure how much I could get into it just because there's very limited chart data, but with what I've been seeing going on in relation and correlation to the Hex chart, I think I could figure out where it's all headed and give some gnosis on that. And we'll be covering a couple of different altcoins besides those two. Typical Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum. I didn't do Ethereum on my last video, so we're going to try to spend a little bit of time on that if needed. and we'll be going over all the crypto news and information. And with that being said, I'm going to be wrapping this one up now. Appreciate everyone who hung out with us. This will be available live for the next 24 hours or so. So if you would like to rewatch it for playback, otherwise it is saved in a Livestream archive for anyone who's a Patreon supporter or YouTube member. So appreciate all your support. Wishing you a beautiful, beautiful